Hey, what's up, y'all? It's called the Chess Chronicles on YouTube. Yes, I decided to put a shirt on. It was a suggestion under my last video. I was going to do it anyway, but for the most part, you got to, come as you are, as I've been coming on Instagram and everything else like that too. I always do this when I'm sitting up, but I'm about to talk about something that actually, I'm actually going to talk about myself a little bit. But I'm going to talk about Kamala Harris. See, I said it right. Kamala Harris, because there's another thing I got dragged for by just two people on my Instagram and also on Twitter, X, about not pronouncing the potential Democratic, the vice president, who is probably more than likely going to be the Democratic Party's nominee when it comes to being the president, running for president. I'm kind of stumbling right now, but I'm just trying to, build up for the whole thing. So, there's a lot of things that's going on right now. You have a lot of outlets reporting on Kamala's past, how she allegedly, slept her way to the top. She was at Howard, and then she has one main person that is literally going in on her, and that's Judge Joe Brown. I like Judge Joe Brown. I'm not gonna lie, I like Judge Joe Brown. He's gonna give it to you, just like Joan Rivers. It's one of my favorite people too, because Joan Rivers is like, you know what? I don't care what you are, what race you are. I don't care. I'm just gonna tell you how I feel. But Judge Joe Brown he's giving his commentary about Kamala Harris, because it's kind of easy to say it that way, but let me say Kamala Harris, and he has been very, very critical of Kamala Harris, when it comes to her past and her doings and how she got her way to the top, because he stated that she slept her way to the top. He said she is a piece of SH, you know what I'm talking about, in this recent interview. And I'm just like, whoo, Judge Joe Brown. I know when you get older, because I will say this, when people get older, and, as I get younger, but as I get older, one thing I am going to look forward to is being able to, just like say it. If you know me and actually hang around me, and people do know me, I literally will just tell you point blank on how I feel, because I'm not going to hold anything, because I don't believe in keeping, irrelevant people in my life. But Judge Joe Brown is in his later years, and he just goes in. I mean, he's been going in on her for like a couple of years, and called her all types of hoes and sluts and everything else like that. She slept her way to the top, and she talked about how she got into office, how she got her positions, and all this other stuff like that too. One thing I want to ask Judge Joe Brown, this is one thing I want to ask, and I'm sure he's going to be like this. Did you ask the vice president for real? Because honestly, truthfully, as much as you talked about her, it's just like, did she turn you down or something? I'm just talking about that part. I mean, I'm just being honest, because I'm just like, for someone to consistently go in and call this woman all type of hoes, whores, sluts, or whatnot too, and y'all were in California, and I'm sure y'all was around the same circles, especially when it comes to, I think it was Willie, I can't say the name right now because, I just, it's temporary forgot, but if you actually go do the research on how she allegedly dated someone who was married. I think he was married at the time. Allegedly, I'm gonna say that because I ain't finna get sued for anything, because I ain't got no money for y'all right now. But she was appointed so many positions. I mean, like in the 80s and 90s and stuff like that, was paying over $60,000, $70,000, $100,000 during that time. And during that time, you were balling when it comes to having those type of salaries and those positions. And a lot of people said she did not earn those positions, that she got them through convenience. I'm just gonna say convenience. But I'm gonna say this, when it comes to Joe Brown, Judge Joe Brown, she must didn't give I mean, for real, because as much as you talk about this woman's Cat, I'm just like, yeah, hey. I mean, because Kamala, even to this day, she still looks good. I mean, even back then, she can still get it. I'm just gonna be honest with you. She is an attractive woman. She really is. But you really are on her. And I can't say that much because YouTube will probably strike this video because I'm actually using um, vulgar language in a sense when it comes to describing a woman's down regions or whatnot too. So I'm trying to see how I'm gonna adapt to trying to use other words in order to get over the whole algorithm and all this kind of stuff, and make sure I don't get shadow banned and all this stuff like I am on Instagram and on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, because it's a process. When y'all doing this stuff, it's a process. Look, I'm just actually going to something else when it comes to myself, because of course I love talking about myself. But let's go back to the thing. Let me when it comes to Kamala using her her natural woman beings, whether she did or she didn't, I just don't give a dang when it comes to that, because we all in our lives have did some things that let me talk about myself. I've did a whole bunch of stuff. I've been a part of a whole bunch of things. I've participated in a few things, and all over the world. Yeah, all over the world. I told y'all. Well, y'all don't know yet, but if you new to this page, I used to work for American Airlines, and I got to fly to a lot of different countries, basically for free, and in first class. But first class and business class, because I would skip if I couldn't get business at first, and then get on another flight to get business first. So no, get back to myself. But when it comes to doing things, and when it comes to extracurricular activities, if your life, I'm gonna say if my life was put on display, of course a lot of people would be like, oh, you did this. I don't give a damn, because I'm gonna tell you this. One thing that I am not ashamed of, the things that I've done, because is making me or building me or molding me into the person that I am. But I have done a lot. I will say this, I have done a lot, and I have enjoyed every bit of it. So to try to make somebody feel ashamed about their extracurricular activities, it's just like, how about we just literally get a what do you call those things? Like a mirror ball or something like that, and look at your past and put your life on display, and then let everybody judge everything that you've done in the past, especially with trying to slut shame Kamala Harris, the potential Democratic Party nominee for president. How about we put your personal life, because that's what people forget about when you sit there and judge people when it comes to things that they've done in the past, especially when it's definitely not illegal, and they have had a whole bunch of fun. Thank you, Jesus. I've had a whole bunch of fun, and well, let's just say that. So I've experienced a lot, when it comes to that, but to sit there and just try to put this woman's past, or if it's true, if it's not true, on blast. How about we just look into your life, and you come and tell how many women or how many men and everything else like that you slept with, and put that on display for everybody to judge. Because the thing about it too is, like, if those other people at home that are judging you for the things you've done in your past, especially when it comes to that, that says a lot, because I'm sure you've done way more. You can only, a lot of people when it comes to Kamala, they can only, say that, hey, she was with this allegedly, well, I think he was married, but they were estranged for a long time, but until he ran for mayor, if I'm not mistaken. But for the most part, that's what one thing you can see. And then she also has this whole in a video where she was like, it was two women in Montel Jordan, is it Montel? No, Montel, from talk show Montel, that they were like at an awards or red carpet or something like that, and it made it seem like she was a part of a little threesome or something like that. But it's when you're younger, when you're young, you're gonna do a whole bunch of stuff. Even when you get older, you're still gonna be doing a whole bunch of stuff. And to sit there and try to judge this or whatnot, it's just like, hey, look at your own life. But for me, when it comes to things that I've done, check out my OnlyFans. That I just really don't care, and I'm not ashamed of anything that I've done in the past, because you know, it's made me to who I am and where I'm going into the future. You know, Deep Space Nine, whatever you want to call it, Star Trek or whatever. But I'm gonna say this: don't sit there and, you know, try to judge somebody because they enjoyed their life. Because I enjoyed my life, and I'm continuing to enjoy my life as much as I can. With let me leave that there because I may leave that for another video. But don't sit there and try to judge this woman based on what you see or what you think you see, because you never know what the real situation is. Because how about just someone just go back and just look at everything that you've done and put it out for everybody to see? Just my thoughts.